Welcome to the Hormone Hub, your go-to source for the conversations every woman in her 40s and 50s needs to have. I'm your host, Kylie Pinwill, your nutritionist helping you navigate your way through perimenopause, menopause and beyond so you can say goodbye to endless fatigue, unexplained weight gain, hot flushes, PMS, mood changes and more that come on this hormonal roller coaster. If you missed the memo or think this is only for women of a certain age, ladies, it's time to think again. Now sit back, relax, and enjoy the show. Don't forget to hit subscribe so you don't miss any of my latest episodes, which are released every week. Share it with your friends, your sweaty sisters. The more we talk, the more we help each other. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to day 4 of our Hormone Series. Now, I'm going to jump in and talk about, going on underneath level. We sort of think diet measures are up here. They're the surface levels. They're the one size fits all. That's, yes, it counts 100%. It's not everything. When our hormones are at play, we need to have a look at what is going on underneath. So one thing we always sort of start with is, we want digestive harmony. Now, you may have heard of gut health, you may not have heard of gut health, but essentially what we want to do is put your gut health in the spotlight. We want to make sure you're improving your digestive system. So we want you absorbing all the nutrients from your food. We want you to be able to identify any foods that are problematic for you. So signs of, a poor digestive system. So a sign that something's not quite right. So any bloat. So if you are feeling, if your stomach grows throughout the day or after you eat, or, it just by the time you get to the afternoon and, you can't do your pants up, it's a good chance that, you've got food sensitivities going on, something isn't right. So we need to jump in and find out why. Okay, why is that happening? If you're experiencing constipation, that is also not normal, very common, but not normal. So we want to make sure we are addressing any constipation, diarrhea, any, IBS type symptoms. So we're swinging from constipation to diarrhea, that urgency that you got to go, not normal. So we need to sort of get to the bottom of what's causing that. Because if we don't sort of figure out what's causing it, it's going to keep happening. So we want to, just turn that around. And I've had clients that have had a 20-year history of IBS, and we have turned it around inside our 12 weeks of working together. So we do it by, identifying food sensitivities. So this is foods that are, specific to you. So rather than taking out whole food groups unnecessarily, what we're doing is we're looking at how can we, what's not working for you. Now, this could be anything, really. It could be foods that are otherwise considered to be healthy. So things like broccoli, eggs, chicken, your favourite healthy foods, tomatoes, onions, garlic, spinach, rice, these things come up time and time again, not for everyone though. So, you want to, before you go taking out whole food groups unnecessarily, you want to find out exactly what is not working for you. So what we do is, food sensitivity test is it's a hair test. So we just snip off like this much of your hair, little lock, snip it off, pop it in a Ziploc bag and post it to me. Now, depending which country you're in, we have separate tests for Australia, New Zealand, UK, US, Canada, Southeast Asia, all the different places. So, so we want to identify those. And this is, you can stop guessing then what works for you, what doesn't. Yeah, and like I said, just because it's healthy doesn't mean it's right for your body. So stop guessing. And the other thing I like about this test is it doesn't take out the whole food group. So it might come back and say, okay, all right, Jane, cow's milk isn't right for you, but you can still have yogurt, or, it might be wheat and gluten is a problem for a lot of people. But rather than take out all wheat and gluten, it might come back and go, you know what, you're actually okay to still have dough. Okay to still have certain brands of crackers or certain brands of pasta, and a lot of gluten-free products that we think are healthier options, they're actually full of rubbish, a lot of them. So we want to do a food sensitivity test to identify these problematic foods, because what happens is these foods are causing great inflammation in our body. So it just sets up symptoms, that low-grade inflammation that keeps ticking away. We want to put an end to that. So say goodbye to all that embarrassing bloating, gas, constipation, diarrhea, heartburn, nausea, all of those things. And we want you to feel confident that the foods that you're eating are the right foods for you. So important. So can do, like if you go, yep, okay, sounds like me. First up, drink. So make sure you're drinking plenty of water. If we think of water, just flushes everything through. And, a lot of the time we can solve a lot of our constipation by drinking more water, crazy, hey? Make sure you're getting lots of natural fiber in your diet. So fiber fills us up. It keeps things moving. If you think of it as a big bum, so we want to keep moving. It eliminates all those toxins out of our system. And fiber also feeds our gut, our good gut bugs. So if you kind of think in a simplistic way is sugar feeds the bad guys, fiber feeds the good guys. All right. So when we get things like thrush, continual sort of like bacterial overgrowth, we're feeding the bad guys. Okay. So they will drive your cravings. They will make you crave the food that they want. Okay. So your sugar cravings potentially are driven by your gut bugs. It's not your fault. That makes you feel better. It's your gut bugs. It's not you. But we want to address that. So we want to make sure we're feeding. So fiber, things like green leafy vegetables, potatoes, sweet potato, our plant-based carbs, rolled oats, onions, if, they're okay with you. So like foods like that just help our digestive system. All fruit and vegetables, not a problem. Unless they're a problem for you, which is why we need to identify your food sensitivity tests. All right, so here's one that I've recorded on. How much a day should we be going to the loo for a poop? Okay, so many people say, oh yeah, no, I'm normal. It's all normal. And that might be your normal, okay? My normal and that I want for you is at least once, if not 2 times a day that we're pooping, okay? We should be having enough fiber in our diet, enough liquid in our diet. So things are through, we're moving those toxins out. So think about that. So 1, 2, or 3, sometimes 4 or 5, depending, but, that's probably a sign you're eating too much. But we want the movements. They should be easy to pass. They should be well-formed. You should just go to the loo, sit down, out it comes, bang. There shouldn't be any explosions. There shouldn't be any straining. There shouldn't definitely not be any blood. So these are things that we want to keep an eye on. All right. So now that we've got our digestive system working, it sort of helps our hormones because we're absorbing the nutrients we need. Okay. So if we're bloated, heartburn, reflux, like all of that sort of stuff, we're not going to be in the food that we need. So we need to sort that first. So absorbing the nutrients we need, it then gets, sent down to our liver, and our liver packages it up. It, gets it ready to, poop out the other end. So when it hits our liver, what we need to happen here is, if we think of our liver like a vacuum cleaner filter. So if the filter is full, it's always going to work, right? It picks up, if our filter's full, it still picks up the little things. So our liver is the same. It will always eliminate the things that are harmful for us. So it's going to go for alcohol, caffeine, pesticides, herbicides, chemicals, cleaning products, all of those things that are potentially harmful for us that we don't want in our body. But what happens when it comes to our hormones is our liver kind of recognizes our estrogen, for instance, and goes, you know what? I made you. You're okay. I've got to clear all this other stuff, so I'm just going to shoot you back through the body. So this recycled form of estrogen becomes problematic. And this is where we start to build up that excess estrogen, and it's in a form that we don't want.
This Hormone Hub episode is sponsored by The Well Balanced Woman. If you've been on a hormonal roller coaster, feeling bloated, your digestion isn't the best, and you know you're sick and tired of feeling lethargic with your weight creeping up, then this is the right program for you. I'm right there with you across the 12 weeks to hold your hand, and I'll give you a loving kick up the bum if you need it. The Well Balanced Woman is your personalised 4-phase program created to help you regain your energy, balance your hormones and fire up your metabolism so you get the results you're after. The link with all the details is on our show notes or over at kyliepinwell.com/wellbalancedwoman.
So it recycles, but things like, so it recycles our hormones and it also recycles things like cholesterol as well. So that's why a lot of women sort of hit their 40s, hit 50, and then all of a sudden they've got a cholesterol issue that they never had before. It all comes back to this sluggish liver, okay, because it's busy prioritizing the things that we need, the glass of wine that we have, the coffees that we have, the skin care, the chemicals that we're putting on our skin, our perfume, all of that. If you think of all of that, it has to clear. Cleaning products, chemicals on our food, the pesticides, the herbicides, it's got to deal with that first. So going back to our vacuum cleaner, if we've got that full filter, we're doing the vacuuming, things are a bit cloggy, it's not really working that well, we go and empty our filter, we come back and start doing the vacuuming again, and then all of a sudden we're like, whoa, this is amazing. And it's picking up and it's sucking and it's, and our liver is doing the same. It's starting to work efficiently. So it's clearing those hormones like it should do. Now, when it comes to our blood sugar regulation, what happens again when our liver is congested, over a period of time, we get this condition called fatty liver. So these are just little fat deposits inside our liver and it stops it from working efficiently. So we really want, going back to that fiber, that water, that, those things that help our liver, we want to clear that out of our liver. It can be reversed, but we need to be aware of it and we need to be proactive about it. So what, we don't want is we don't want some crazy lemon detox. All right. So hands up, who's done one of those? So a juice cleanse or a liver cleanse or a 3-day, any kind of cleanse. Absolute, it's not going to help because what do we do after 3 days are up? We just go back to the way it was before. So we need to sort of incorporate some kind of gentle hormone filtration that is a speed for you. And this is something that we do in the Well Balanced Woman program because we want to make sure that digestion's working well so we can eliminate everything. Then we want to make sure your liver's working well so we can get rid of all the things we need and you are actually eliminating or pooping properly. So, there's no point doing a detox or a cleanse or anything like that if you're not pooping properly because all of those toxins are going to be reabsorbed back into your body. So that's why we do the digestion first and then the liver cleanse. And, I always sort of shake my head when I hear that people are doing these juice cleanses or doing, whatever it is, cleanse, detox that they're doing. If we're not doing it, sorting out our digestion first, it's not going to be very effective. So once we sort of jump in, and supporting your liver, it can be, we want a healthy liver means effective hormone clearing. It means supported blood sugar because we got getting rid of those fatty liver deposits, and that's what sort of leads to insulin resistance. And also the other reason we need to do it is our thyroid hormone is converted from the inactive form to the active form in our liver. So when we've got a healthy liver, it means we've got better thyroid function as well. So you can see how, diet and exercise are at the top, but we really need to get into those underneath pieces, how your body's working, make sure your body is working efficiently. And that's going to mean, we're clearing those hormones, we're supporting your blood sugar, and we're improving your thyroid function. So this, it doesn't mean it's all or nothing. So what I recommend, for women going through perimenopause and menopause, we want a really gentle cleanse, and it doesn't have to be we cut out all the things because we need this to be ongoing. So we want for it to be, food-based. So you can keep going. We want to, instead of cutting everything, why don't we reduce the load? So we're drinking a glass of wine every night or a bottle of wine every night. How about we cut it down to, if you're drinking a bottle, let's cut it down to a glass. If you're drinking every night, let's cut it down to a couple of nights. So wherever you're at and whatever your kind of normal is, how about we think about reducing the load? So again, it's different for everyone. And ideally, we do want to get you to a point where it is only 1 or 2 nights a week. But, we don't have to go there all in one go. So there's always room for a cheeky wine. There's always room for coffee, and again, if you're having 2 or 3 coffees a day, how can we cut that down to just one? The other thing is know what sort of environmental toxins are lurking in your home that could be playing havoc with your hormones as well. So listen to your body. So if you've got, some of these signs and symptoms that we've been talking about, this is a sign that you're not supporting your body. If we're not supporting your body, your hormones are unbalanced, and it's going to be hard for you to lose weight. It's going to be hard for you to get your energy back and feel good within yourself. Okay, so we really need to start supporting our body. So like I said, when I work with clients inside the Well Balanced Woman program, the reason we get these, amazing results is because it's not about calories, it's not about dieting, it's about supporting our hormones and supporting our body. And then, the positive, the weight loss, the energy, the sleep, all of those great things come as a result from supporting our body. All right. Well, I hope that helped because, this is one of my favourite subjects. Definitely something I am very passionate about. And, this, ladies, is where we get the real changes.
Thank you for taking the time to listen today. You can head on over to the show notes at kyliepinwell.com/podcast where you'll find all the links and I have a little bonus surprise waiting for you. Before we go, it would mean the world to me if you head on over to your favourite podcasts channel, subscribe and leave a review. Make sure to screenshot it, DM it to me so I can thank you personally. Then stay tuned for next week's episode. Can't wait to see you then.